In early October, when the conflict broke out in the Middle East, the head of the Main Intelligence Directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, Kirill Budanov, said in a trembling voice that this would undoubtedly negatively affect the supply of Western weapons to the Ukrainian army. The fact that the armed forces of Ukraine are entirely dependent on Western supplies is no secret to anyone. Even minor delays in assistance from NATO and the Pentagon leads to deplorable results for the Ukrainian army on the battlefield. So, Western experts from numerous analytical centers stated with horror that starting from October 20th, the armed forces of Ukraine completely stopped offensive actions on the so-called Vrymevsky Ledge, which is located on the border of the Zaporizhzhia and Donetsk regions. The last Ukrainian army's attack in this zone was recorded on October 20, 2023. Back then, the armed forces of Ukraine tried to seize strategic heights between the settlements of Staromayorsk and PRIYUTNOYE. However, having suffered huge losses in manpower, the armed forces of Ukraine were forced to retreat. Moreover, even American experts from the Institute for the Study of War, who do not hide their pro-Ukrainian positions, were forced to admit that the Russian army launched an offensive on the border of Donetsk and Zaporizhzhia regions, trying to completely capture the Vrymevsky Ledge. According to them, the Russian troops managed to significantly improve their positions and move forward to the north and southwest of the villages of Velikaya Novoselka and PRIYUTNOYE. The difficult situation of the armed forces of Ukraine was also recognized by the Ukrainian General Staff. The Ukrainian High Military Command was forced to admit that Russian troops had begun active offensive operations not only on the Vrymevsky Ledge, but also on the Volodar sector of the front. Moreover, the Russian army also managed to capture a strategically important stronghold of the armed forces of Ukraine in the village of PRIYUTNOYE, forcing Ukrainian militants to begin an unorganized and chaotic retreat. Meanwhile, the press secretary of the Tauride grouping of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Colonel Alexander Stupin, tried to justify the failures of the Ukrainian army. According to him, the armed forces of Ukraine significantly lowered offensive actions allegedly because of bad weather, which prevented Ukrainian soldiers from continuing an organized offensive against Russian positions. However, military experts ridiculed the statement of the Ukrainian officer. According to them, Russian troops are also fighting in bad weather, but this does not prevent them from moving forward, displacing Ukrainian units from their positions. Military experts are sure that the main reason for the retreat of the Ukrainian army was an acute shortage of ammunition and a decrease in the morale of Ukrainian soldiers. Meanwhile, the American newspaper Defense News made a disappointing forecast for the Ukrainian army. In particular, Defense News stated that the Republicans, after they took control of the House of Representatives, began to prevent any assistance to Ukraine in every possible way. Moreover, a Republican and representative for California's 27th Congressional District, Michael Garcia, bluntly stated that the Ukrainian authorities do not have a clear military strategy, and that the United States is simply throwing money away by helping Ukraine. At the same time, it is also worth noting the fact that the chairman of the House Defense Appropriations Subcommittee, Ken Calvert, also gave his strong voice in support of putting an end to military and financial assistance to Ukraine. According to him, right now, the most important thing for the national interests of the United States is the salvation and arming of Israel, as well as ensuring the protection and security of all American military bases in the Middle East. Thus, against the background of all these events, the future of the Ukrainian army seems very gloomy. Military experts are confident that if the United States stops military assistance to Ukraine, the armed forces of Ukraine will be forced to capitulate to the Russian army within 10-20 days.